don't get up. And I just thought I'd pop round, seeing as I was in the era, and say thank you so much for putting me on a £10 note and all those little I Heart Darcy tote bags that you carry around, and all the many, many film and television adaptations of my novels. But I do think perhaps, maybe just perhaps, it's about time you all stopped being so fucking obsessed with me. I mean, really, I'm so sorry, I'm a little head up. Because you see, I've just discovered they're doing yet another film adaptation of one of my novels, of Emma. And if you don't know Emma, you've been living under a rock. It's a very good novel. It's the one starring Gwyneth Paltrow. And the thing that concerns me when any one of these films or television series comes out is you hear from a lot of ladies in particular, a lot of women look at these and say, oh, I wish I lived in Jane Austen times. I didn't want to live in Jane Austen times. That's why I wrote the fucking book, motherfuckers. Because the problem is they say, oh no, you don't understand, it's so much more romantic than today. There's no romance today. Today it's not romantic, it's all, it's all Tinder. It's all transactional, it's all face value, not like in my day. No, not like in my day when you could just be bought. If somebody liked the look of you, and they had enough money, they could buy you from your father. And that's if you were lucky. You could easily just die alone, found weeks later, eaten by your servants. But that was fine. You didn't hear me complaining. You didn't hear me saying, oh, I wish I lived 3 centuries ago when I could have been burned as a witch. That would have been silly. It would have been very silly. But apparently witchcraft is coming back. Are you aware of this? Are you aware of this? Yes, you're nodding because you have been on brunch, I bet, recently. You've been on brunch and one of your young, independently minded, intelligent young female friends has turned to you and said, I'm a witch now? And you're meant to go? And I don't mean, it's fine that tarot cards and astrology, that's all a little bit of fun, It's, when people say, oh, I don't know if I want a bourbon biscuit or a digestive biscuit. And your friend says, have a bourbon biscuit. And you say, oh, I wish you said a digestive biscuit. And she says, well, now you know how you really feel. That's tarot cards. I'm talking about my spell books and Urban Outfitters now. Seems very much like a double standard as well. Say you're on a date, one of these Tinder dates with a young man, I don't want to presume, but I'm presumptuous. and you say, oh, tell me about yourself. And he says, I'm a wizard. You tell the fuck off! At least I hope so. And they go, oh no, Jane, you don't understand this feminist thing. We're reclaiming the word. You see, for centuries, women were persecuted for being witches. And it was awful. And I say, yes, it was awful. Precisely because they weren't witches. They're slightly missing the point. Anyway, sorry. But, I guess one of the things people like about watching these films is they like the costumes. And I'll admit, fashion in my day was frilly AF. Do you like my bonnet? Yes? You like my bonnet? Ever actually worn the bonnet? I don't think you'd enjoy it. Just to fill you in, the surround system is very peculiar. I can very much only hear myself. And to be honest, most of the time, not a problem. But my periphery vision is fucked. If I want to look to my right, I've got to go like this. If I want to look to my left, I've got to go like this. I feel very much like Michael Keaton's Batman. Which is fine, because he was the best Batman. Apart from the Lego one. But I digress. And I don't even think it's particularly flattering either. It looks like a vet's put it on my head to stop licking my own arm. Which is only partly true. Jokes, just jokes. What No, I mean dancing, of course. Dancing, everyone wishes they could have gone to a ball in my day, but I hear lots of young ladies today complaining about going to the old clubs and the terrible, terrible queue for the ladies' loo, they always say. Could you imagine it in my day when there might not necessarily even be a loo? By the time it got to midnight, no matter how sophisticated the event, the back lawn would just be a parade of ladies in little white dresses, pissing in bushes. Apologies if that was TMI. Too much indecency. Name of my upcoming novel. It is rather peculiar, but people say, oh no, this is when people get very serious with me, they're like, oh, it's lovely to see all the lovely architecture. It would have been wonderful. The architecture in your day, the buildings were so great. Yes, they were great. So great, you can still see them today. And you wouldn't even need to fuck the landowner to go and see them. Just get an English national card or whatever it's called. But just make sure you don't get a heritage one and an English national, because then they don't compete together. Anyway, it's very, very strange. But I guess I must be off, actually. Because one thing I will say about my era that I enjoy is music. Anyone who reads my novels will know this. In fact, there actually is a line in Emma that is often quoted, which is, a life without music would be a blank to me. Now, I don't know why people quote it so much, because it's an unfinished line. If you know how to fill in the blank, please let me know. So, on that note, I'm such a wit. I must be off to the assembly rooms because, well, I don't have a pass. But there is a lovely Baroque concert happening, and I do get such terrible FOMO, fear of missing oboes. Thank you.